Hello, my beautiful besties. It's your girl Nelly. If you're part of my nail crew, welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now and become part of my amazing nail crew. As always, here I am. This is after applying my peel off method, my tips, and a thin layer of clear acrylic. And as usual, I'm using my 3XL coffin. And today I'm going to use three of the colors that I mixed. These were all created by me. So this is a collection that I put aside for myself. I decided to use green and blue. I don't know. There's something about it. I also decided to use this gold flakies because I wanted to kind of make the glitter pop. I'm also going to incorporate some gel polish and blooming gel. Of course, this design is going to be encapsulated because I need to know that my shape is on point. So this is obviously the cover color that I will be using for today's set. The first thing I'm going to do is on my pointer finger, I'm going to create a Frenchie. Now, you guys know that I've been practicing on my Frenchies. They don't always turn out to be perfect, but it's a work in progress. So I am loving the fact that I'm starting to do longer extended nail beds. I think it looks very elegant and it kind of allows me to define the shape of the extended nail bed. And the reason I'm doing it so long is because my natural nail bed is actually pretty long. So I need to go longer with the acrylic in order to kind of cover up my natural nail. So the best way that I found to do Frenchies is to, kind of cut them into different beads. So the first bead, as you saw, I applied it right where the tip meets my nail. And then I start to shape that slowly. You can turn your finger in any direction that helps you, mold and, kind of perfect that smile line as best as you can. Always remember, bestie, this is a working progress. You might have the luck to have a beautiful extended nail bed on the first try, or you might be like me, that is a work in progress, but you got this, bestie. If I can do it, you definitely can do it too. So, for today's video, like I said, I wanted to do something that looked tropical. So I went with the color green and the blue. And I, for the first time, tried doing the two color 3D flower without having to blend it. Meaning I picked up, the green and the blue together and in one bead. You guys know that I've been very nervous about it and it doesn't really turn out great. But there's something beautiful about it. So I was always so scared. And again, I keep telling you guys that, we stop ourselves because we're scared that, oh, it might not look good or it might not work out. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. It takes practice. And that's the beauty about this. You have to practice to improve your craft. So for the middle finger, I'm going to do a full cover because again, this is a finger that I decided where I was going to do the 3D flower. I have to say I'm very proud of this 3D flower. So let me start by giving my shout out. So shout out to everyone who takes the time to watch my videos. Shout out to everyone who likes, comments, share my videos. It helps me out a lot here on YouTube. Shout out to everyone who's new to my channel. Welcome to my Necro Bestie. Thank you so much for joining the crew. Shout out to my moderators and shout out to my Patreons. Thank you so much for your love and support and for your donation to my channel. I am very, very grateful because you guys are amazing. Your support is just beyond what I have ever thought I would receive here on YouTube. If I'm being very honest, I am very grateful for every single one of you. The people who just watch and haven't subscribed, I'm grateful that you clicked on the video. For the people that have watched and subscribed, I'm very grateful and welcome to my nail crew. For the people who are my moderators, You guys haven't seen them because I haven't done a premiere in a while, but I do have my moderators for my channel. I'm very grateful for each and every single one of them. And of course, my members. You guys are my rock. You guys are incredibly amazing. Thank you for your donation to my channel because that's what keeps my channel going. So thank you, every single one of you. I love you guys, and thank you so much for your love and support. And this is regarding everything that I say here on this channel, everything I talk about, everything that I share with you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazingly supportive, and I'm just grateful. So I just wanted to say thank you. Of course, I wanted to give an update. On my last video, I spoke about my daughter's prom and how I was nervous and all this and that. Oh my God, it took so much work, but it was worth it. Every second was worth it. My daughter ended out looking beautiful. She looked confident. She looked like she felt beautiful. And I know she hasn't felt that way in a long time. I was able to, so let me just say a funny story. So I have planned with my coworker to take some pictures of my daughter and her best friend because my daughter didn't have a date for prom. So, and her best friend didn't have a date for the prom either. So they were like, so we'll go together. And I just took a brief picture because I got out of the car when I got there and there were so many people. I couldn't understand why there were so many people, but I understood that later. I will definitely get to that. So my daughter has a hard time taking pictures again because of lack of confidence. She has a beautiful smile. And so when I tell her, smile, I don't know if you guys watch the show Friends. And if you have, try to think back to Chandler. Whenever he takes a picture, he gives this weird smile. Or who else? There's another character in a movie that whenever they tell that person to smile, they give this weird smile. So I actually had to make a joke to make her smile and get that beautiful smile out of her, which was kind of funny and it was fun. So I was able to take some pictures of her um, on the back porch and in the backyard. So if you follow me on Facebook, you probably already saw the pictures. I have not showed them on Instagram yet. I'm considering whether to do so or not. I did share some pictures with my closest friends and people that constantly check out for me and whatnot. But I was so nervous, and you know, um, like I said, everything was worth it. She had an amazing time, and I know. Okay, so let me just go step by step. On our way to the prom, she was so nervous. I stopped listening to music a long time ago. I don't know why. So I put a little bit of music to, make her relax. She was on a chat with some friends, and all of them were saying how nervous they were, which is understandable. They don't know what to expect. They don't, everyone kept their dresses, as a surprise and their looks as a surprise. And um so we get to the place, and again it was packed. There was traffic, on the outside of the property. It's a beautiful place here in Connecticut, and this place is often used for weddings and all that stuff because it is. I've never been in there, but I've heard, and I've also seen pictures that it's a beautiful place inside. So we got there, and I was so tired. Oh my God, I was so tired. I was working on her the entire day. I did her toes. I fixed her hair twice. Which I burned my fingers a lot. But again, everything was worth it. Putting on the makeup, which I have no idea what I was doing, by the way, because I know nothing about makeup. But it was fun and I was so exhausted. I was so tired, bestie. Oh my God. Anyway, so we get to the place and, you know, because everyone kept what they would look like as a secret, it was such a great feeling when they saw each other and everybody was surprised at everyone. And my daughter had a big change. My daughter, you know, because of her lack of confidence and because she thinks she's not beautiful, unfortunately, which I tell her, you're beautiful all the time, but she doesn't really believe it. I made her freaking beautiful to everyone else. And everyone was shocked when they saw her. My daughter does not wear makeup, and I put makeup on her, and everybody, teachers, her best friend, everybody was shocked when they saw her. And that's the reaction that I wanted because I knew that would give her a little bit of confidence. Like, girl, I've been telling you that you're beautiful. You don't believe me. So let other people tell you that you're beautiful. Okay. I was so amazed of how beautiful her best friend looked in her hair. She had it tied like in a ponytail, and she had this beautiful, freaking gorgeous afro. Oh my God. And she had such a beautiful arrangement in her head. And I was so shocked. Like, they all look so freaking stunning. And I took a quick picture and I got in my car. And it wasn't until I got in my car that it hit me. And it hit me hard. Oh my God. I started crying. I'm a crybaby. I started crying. There was my baby, because she's 19, but she's my baby. And my baby was looking beautiful and everybody was complimenting her. And she was just all smile because she couldn't believe that other people were so surprised to her beauty, you know? And that was an amazing feeling. That was absolutely an amazing feeling. And again, it hit me when I got back in the car. And I had so many emotions. Like, I felt proud of her. I felt happy for her. I felt nervous for her. Um, but I was so sad at the same time because I put so much work. Girl, I didn't have time to take a shower. I was a hot freaking mess. So when I get in the car, I'm trying to find a way to get out of that place because it was so jam packed of people and cars, and it was just crazy. So her teacher spots me from like a good distance, and she runs towards my car, and she's just holding her face like, oh my God, I did not recognize her. She looks so beautiful. Oh, that made me cry. It kind of that's when it hit me. And I just started crying and I was like, I know she looks beautiful. And she's like, did you take a picture of her? I was like, no, I didn't take a picture with her because I didn't have a chance to even take a shower. Look at me. I'm a hot mess. And she's like, it doesn't matter. Just take a picture with her. I was like, no, let tonight be about her. Let her have this moment. That's what I want. And even if I don't get to be in that picture, I just want a picture of her looking confident, looking beautiful, and feeling beautiful. And I just cried the entire way home. The entire way home, I was crying. So I get home. I kind of settled down, my nerves and everything. And I was like, okay, Jesus, please allow her to have fun and enjoy tonight. Let her feel that tonight it's about her and her friends and this wonderful journey that she's had in high school. Okay. I take a shower and, I just put on something like it's a dress that I bought from Shein, but it was like, it looks more like a nightgown because it's so big. And then I'm fat on the other hand. So it's like, whatever. So I put my hair like in a bun and whatever, the same way I had it, but I kind of brushed my hair a little bit. And then the tiredness, like the head, because I didn't get a chance to take my morning medication. So I was in so much freaking pain. I was so tired. So the event was from 6 to 10. So at 7 o'clock, they were going to close the gates. Whoever was left out was left out. They were not going to open the gates. So that was one of the reasons I was rushing, because the day flew by so freaking fast. Like the second she started to get ready, it was like time was freaking flying, and I felt like the time was actually against me. I couldn't believe it. So after I took a shower, I settled down. I'm like trying to not worry and just sit here, and just wait. 8:30 hit, and I was started to fall asleep. And I was like, oh my God, if I fall asleep, she's gonna stay there. I cannot fall asleep. So I grabbed the book. I had a book on my nightstand, and I grabbed the book and I started reading, and I started reading, and I started reading. And then at 9:30, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go. I texted her actually before I did that. Obviously, the scared mom in me has to text my kid. I text her. I was like, "Are you having fun?" And she's like, "Yes, but I'm gonna have to use your foot massager because my feet are killing me." And I was like, I started laughing. It was funny to me. And I was like, okay, good. So that means she's having fun. Okay, let it go. I didn't look at my phone anymore. Continue reading my book. And then 9:30 came along, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just get in the car and I'm going to drive over there and I'm going to pick her up. So I sent her a text message and I started driving there, and I was like, okay, so let's see how the night went, because I didn't want to interrupt her. I didn't want to be the mom who texted all the time. I just wanted her to have her moment. And when I when I go in there and I see my kid, she did not look the same. Oh my God, her hair was such a hot mess. I started laughing the second I saw her. She was standing outside with her best friend, of course. They were both, she was waiting for me and her best friend was waiting for her mom. And again, the traffic was starting to pile up again as I was going inside. And I wanted to stay there to make sure that her best friend was picked up because I didn't see her mom at the moment. But I was told that I had to move my car. So I was like, damn it. Like, I feel bad for leaving her here, but I know she's on the phone with her mom, so I know she's going to be okay. Oh my God, my kid, her hair was a hot mess. I grabbed some fluffy sandals that I have here, and I was like, I'm going to bring this with me so that the second she gets in the car, she can remove her shoes and she can put this on. And that's exactly what she did. And it was such an amazing feeling listening to her and her experience. She told me she took pictures. She told me she was dancing. I have never seen my kid dance. Like, what? When she told me that, I was like, really? You dance at your prom? And you don't do, but at the time I was like, I don't care. At least I know she had fun. The second she told me she was dancing, I couldn't believe it. Like, that was like breaking news. And she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get home and get undressed and get into something comfortable. My feet are dirty, because at some point she had to remove her shoes, of course. So the simple fact that I know that she removed her shoes, her feet were dirty as hell. I knew she had fun, because I remember when I was her age having uncomfortable shoes and I wanted to have fun. I would remove my shoes and I would just keep on dancing. Okay. But I never seen my kid dance. And the simple fact that she told me that she was dancing with her best friend and everything and having fun, and she took pictures with a lot of people, I was like, everything was worth it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Praise the Lord for that. I was like, that's all I wanted. Honestly, that's all I took a picture of her of the aftermath. It was so funny. I only shared the picture with my bestie and my sister. And they both started laughing because she cut her hair. She had like a completely makeover. You know, we went to the hairstylist and, she got a haircut and, her hair was styled a certain way. And that was the day before. So the day after I had to kind of recreate that. And I was like, okay, I got this. Oh my God, but I burned my finger so much. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And so we got home and she's like, I can't wait to get rid of all this clothes. It's so tight. So I helped her get, change into comfortable shoes. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to try to fix your hair today. I'm tired. You're exhausted. So, on the way home, obviously, she was showing me some pictures and she was telling me how much fun she had. And that just filled my heart. Like, oh my God, that was the best feeling in the world. Just to know that she had fun, that she enjoyed herself, and that everything that happened that day, all the running around. Bro, let me tell you something. I made some press-ons for her, right? And I said I was going to make a video, but I don't really have that many nail stands because I don't really do press-ons. So because she's not really into nails, I was forced to do a set of press-ons for her. And I only have one stand. So because I only have one stand, I was like, I'm not going to make a video with just one. This is going to take me forever. So I woke up one morning. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I worked on those press-ons for like 2 hours. It was nothing extraordinary about them. But I just wanted to make sure that they looked beautiful. So I bought makeup. Everything that I could think of to use makeup. Again, I don't know anything about makeup. And guess what I forgot to buy? Me, Nelly. Guess what I freaking forgot to buy? Freaking nail glue, bro. Nail glue. I still cannot believe. I just want to just run into the wall and hit my head because out of everything, the one thing that I do is nails. Why would I forget to buy nail glue? Well, I don't have nail glue because I don't use nail glue. I glue my tips with base coat. Now, I didn't want to have to do the whole base coat thing on her because I knew she wanted to remove those nails, even though I cut them down, more, they were still too long for her in her eyes. And the reason it took me so long is because the nails were so tiny in my eyes, and I was trying to make them look beautiful. So I forgot to freaking buy nail glue. So before I started getting her dressed, it was like 2:15. So it was time for me to go pick up my other kid from school. I was like, okay, so I'm going to stop by a pharmacy or something and buy nail glue. Oh my God. I paid $6 for one little jar of nail glue. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. This is the last minute. That's what I paid because of buying it for the last minute thing. So that was the last thing I did on her. I fixed her, like I helped her fix her hair, helped her get dressed. I did her makeup. I helped her with her shoes. And then I put the tips on her. I waffed them. I put the nail glue. I glue the nails. And then I took some pictures of her and then we left. So, oh my God, like I said, it was quite a journey. I was running around like a chicken. I'm not even going to say the other part of it, but it's funny. So I'm just so happy that she had such an amazing time. To me, everything was worth it. And that's exactly what I wanted. And it turned out that way. So, obviously the next day, my body really felt how much work I did because I was in so much pain. But I was like, I don't care. I don't care. So I had to go to work. They had what I think it's called senior ditch day or something, where the seniors usually just skip school that day, decide not to go to school because obviously they were in a party the night before. So obviously they're going to feel the pain. So she decided to stay home, and I was like, okay, fine. But I don't have work ditch day. So I had to go to work. So I went to work, and, thankfully I was able to come home a little bit earlier. They allowed me to leave earlier because they knew I wasn't feeling very well. So, we I left work, came home, made dinner, ate, and just went straight to rest. And she was like resting during the day. Then she had dinner, and then she went back to resting. And then, the weekend came along, and that's when I did this video. And, you know, it was just such an amazing feeling. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I had told you a story before on the previous video. So I wanted to kind of update everyone on how everything went. But yeah, I mean, again, totally worth it. So let's get back to the nail set. So because I decided to use the green glitter, I decided to use blue rhinestones to kind of, um, make everything like, I can't think of the word right now. It's early. I just finished redoing her hair again because she has to go back to school today. But it's like 6:30 in the morning right now. So I decided to choose blue, and I decided to do two different designs on the middle finger and my thumbnail. I did use some butterflies, gold embellishments, and the blue rhinestones that you see. The blue rhinestones that you're seeing right now, they're very simple. I purchased those off of Amazon, but the real challenge here, and that's what I left for last, because, I've been working on my 3D flowers, and this flower in particular to me was a challenge for two reasons. One, because, I'm trying to perfect the flower or how I do the flower. And two, because I wanted to do something new on top of that. So I decided to do you know, the two color. And I think it looks beautiful. I don't know. You let me know in the comment section below. I definitely want to know your opinion on this set. I'm not very big on using gel polishes. You guys already know this or have noticed this. Um, but I wanted to do something different and, get out of my comfort zone. So to me, the flower was the biggest challenge. And I'm looking at it right now, and it looks so freaking beautiful. I did it bigger than I usually do it. So I had to, do more petals, and which it scared me because that's how I messed it up the first time. I did way too many petals for that flower. But I think this time I was able to kind of think it through and make sure it looks fine. It looks like I'm like when you look at it, it looks like a flower, because I call this flower the pancake flower. Because when I did this flower the first time, it absolutely looked like a freaking pancake. But I'm very proud of my work. I'm proud that my craft is improving. And I also, on the pointer finger, I did not want to take away from the gel polish that I applied to the nail. So I just decided to do again using two beads, two different colors, some leaves on it on the top of the nail. So after I finish the bling placement, you're going to see me do the 3D work. I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think of this set. Every time I ask you guys, I ask you because I want to know what you guys want to watch, while you guys enjoy, what part of the set you guys enjoy, so that I can, you know, have more footage of that so that you're able to learn, or if there's something that you guys need to work on, I can actually come on here and show you. And then, because again, there's a lot of people that are visual learners. So I take that into consideration very much because I myself am a visual learner. Um, so everything that I do is always thinking about you guys, what you guys want to watch, what I think you guys would like to see. So I try to concentrate on those, things. So I decided to show you the placement on my thumbnail because Even though it was kind of using the same type of rhinestones, I wanted to do something different. You can always do different types of placement when you're using rhinestones. And trust me, in my opinion, I think it was a smart idea to use the rhinestones blue. However, I didn't really think this through because I have a box from LGNPRO of blue rhinestones, but the blue rhinestones that I have are navy blue. So it was not going to look good with this color blue. So I was like, "Oh my god, what?" So I started looking. I have so many rhinestones and I found this box of these, this color. And I was like, "Okay, this is going to go perfect with the set." So that's why I decided to use it. And it doesn't have that many shapes. So I try to make something simple. Again, something that it's easy for you to do. You can zoom in um, on the video so that you can have a closer look as to what I'm doing. I tried to, excuse me, I tried to, when I was recording this part, to not be so close so that the phone does not go in and out of focus. So that's another thing that I'm working on because I know it's annoying. I find it annoying even when I'm doing my edits, editing the video and everything. I still have the mess on my desk. I have not worked on anything during the weekend. I just decided to kind of rest um, and just, be you know, with the family and whatnot. So yeah, I can happily say it was a successful night for her. Um, I feel extremely happy. I'll probably post some pictures on Instagram, so you're welcome to, go and follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description box. I Like I said, those colors I created myself. So you can go back and watch that live. You can create your own colors. You don't have to go to every company, especially now. So let me just give you an update of something that happened to me recently. So I recently made a purchase from Melody Susie, and last night I was going through my emails and I found an email saying that they canceled my order. So, I don't know if it has anything to do with everything that's going on, with tariffs and all of that. I don't want to get into that, but I don't know if it's because of that. Um, but I know that I recently had the bad experience that I made a purchase. My bestie also had a bad experience. She had made a big purchase and it was canceled because of the same reason, because of, you know, sending everything here to the US. So just be mindful of those things. I honestly don't know. I'm actually afraid of making a purchase from AliExpress. I don't really like Temu because Temu be stalking me. So, I don't really I have ordered from Temu before, but it's maybe twice and it's just very little things. I like more AliExpress and Shein. So I haven't ordered anything from them because, when you order something, you expect to receive what you purchase. Yes, they're going to refund me the money, but I'm still without a product, So I have to look for something else now on Amazon to replace, what I ordered or something similar to, so you guys know that I always encapsulate my sets with Melody Susie's Clear because I love the consistency. So now I got to find something else that will actually help me with that. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just something that happened last night. I came across that and I just wanted to make everybody aware to be careful when you're making purchases and verify where these products are coming from. If it's not from Amazon, if you're going to like, their actual websites like Melody Susie, for example. I was very surprised, honestly. I was not expecting to receive a cancellation uh, email. So, I mean, yeah. So at this point, I'm looking at my nail in every direction. So I'm trying to make this flower bigger and I'm trying to be more aware of where I placed it because on my previous set, I did a flower set. was it my previous? No, the one before that one. I did a bunch of flowers. So I noticed that my pointer finger, the flower was straight. However, on my ring finger, the flower was not really centered, and that really bothered me. So I was really trying really hard to make sure that it was straight. So I was looking, that's why you see me move my finger, in every direction possible, because I wanted to, do that. Now, my second challenge, like I said, is because, as you can see, if you look closer, again, you can zoom in the video, you're going to see that it's two-tone flower. So, oh my God, I freaking love it. I love how this looks. At this point, I'm not really putting a lot of pressure on my brush. I'm mostly applying pressure to the tip, and that's why it kind of looks a little bit raised, that petal. So this is when I started to feel a little bit more confident. I was like, okay, so this is starting to look good. But the challenge here was, the amount of acetone that I put on the brush and how much um powder I was picking up. And you know it's a work in progress. Like I said, learning to do 3D flowers. And I'm very grateful, by the way. I want to give a huge shout out to Tammy. Tammy has a nail channel, has a YouTube channel, so please go and follow her. I remember one time she was live and she was doing 3D flowers, and I had said on the chat that I wanted to learn how to do this specific type of flower. So she was so nice to go and explain it step by step. Of course, mine still looked like a freaking pancake at the beginning, because again, it's a work in progress. You have to learn how to work your brush, how much pressure you should apply to your brush. And it all depends on how big your brush is, or the shape of your brush, or sorry, the shape of the bristles of the brush. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, I was trying to take everything into consideration at this point. As you can see, it was a little bit harder for me to pick up both beads because I'm not used to it. This is actually my very first time. So I think that for my first time, I didn't do so bad. As you can see, I'm applying pressure, but I'm only using mostly the tip of my brush. And of course, I want to make sure that the center of that petal kind of goes up to a point, because that really makes it look even more like an actual flower. So at this point, that's when I make the decision. I was like, okay, I think this is enough. So now I'm going to go in with the middle bead. Now the middle bead, I waited a few seconds for all that powder to soak the monomer, uh, or the monomer mix with the acetone. Um, so when it started to set, that's when I decided to go in and twirl and make that center, and kind of raised the side. I don't know how to explain it. I can only pretty much just show you. As you can see, I'm not only doing the center, like the circle motion, I'm also trying to work on the surrounding of it. Like I'm trying to make sure it looks like an actual petal, that it's starting like the center petal. And I mean, I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. You let me know in the comment section below. Honestly, I really definitely need your opinion on this one. And then I went ahead and did some uh leaves. Sorry. The leaves, I strictly did them in green, because obviously I just wanted to show you the difference between the petals of the flower and the actual leaves. And then of course I went ahead and with the X-Acto knife, I did the kind of like the cuts on the petal to make it look even more like leaf. So anyways, all this to say, keep working on your craft. You know, nothing is going to help you more than practicing. So find out a peel off method that works for you. make sure that, you stick to a brand that you feel comfortable working with. And then, if you feel like playing around with colors like I have, because if you make them yourself, you can definitely have the entire rainbow if you wanted to. Um, do be mindful of the type of pigments that you order. I'm very new to this, so I cannot give you much advice on this. So, but I mean, I had a great experience with, my daughter. I had a great experience doing this set. I was very much into this 3D part because, as you can, I added rhinestones. But I just wanted the flower to be the center of attention. So let me know if I was able to achieve that. I did, again, on the pointer finger, something simple at the top. I just did some leaves, and those leaves I decided to do them two color. Like, I picked up the two colors, both colors, the green and the blue, and it made, I don't know, there's something about these two colors that just say tropical to me. It just says palm trees. It says, blue for the sea and the green for the palm trees. And, it's just, the glitter nails to me just scream treasure. I don't know, call me crazy, but that's just how I feel about this set. You let me know what you guys think and what your thoughts are on this set. Um, I welcome criticism because I like to perfect my craft. If you think that I'm doing something wrong, definitely call out my attention to it, and I'll definitely work on it. And if you like to recreate it, I've always encouraged people that if they want to recreate it, please follow me on Instagram. Tag me. I want to see your sats, bestie. I will be the person to just be there to support you in every step of the way. And there's no better satisfaction than to know that I was able to inspire someone to create a set. Actually, there was one person, one of my besties, that, she actually told me that she wanted to recreate the set, and I cannot wait to see her set. I'm so excited. So far, if you watch this far in the video, we're very close to the end. If you have watched this far, please leave me a green heart and a blue heart, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Share this video if you find it helpful. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not trying, if you enjoy the content and the things that I talk about, definitely subscribe, become part of my nail crew. I would love to have you, bestie. I already told my members the type of brush, because I'm gonna be doing a 3D um, flower class soon. So you're more than welcome to join the membership. It's $4.99 a month. So here is the finished look. Definitely, again, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the set. Let me know which one was your favorite nail. I can already tell you which one is my favorite, and it's that 3D flower because it's gorgeous. Thank you everyone for, watching this far. Again, don't forget to leave a green heart and a blue heart. That will let me know that you watched the entire video, and I will lovely appreciate you, and mwah, God bless you all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.